Hello, Paul is the best for UK and welcome to my video. In this video I'm going to be looking at Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64. Now this is a bit different than the other Doom games. So I've got the brightness up to maximum. I did have to use Sony Vegas to increase the brightness further because it was quite dark on my capture card, but hopefully you can see it okay. So I'll start the Be Gentle mode and we'll start with level 1. Now as you can see, this is a full screen Doom, but the level design is completely different compared to the PC original. Now the graphics are redone as well. As you can see, the sprites are really big, and the game itself is very it has a different feel and look to it. It's not like the PC original. I'm not sure why they decided on this approach for the Nintendo 64 version, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game, because it's actually very good. The atmospheric sounds in the background are really scary. Now these are buttons you can press. Now the game design is very well made. I quite like it. The music is more of like atmospheric sounds, like I mentioned. It's not like a jazzy tune like on the PC original. It's hard to really compare this to the PC version because this version is almost a different game. The level design is completely different. It's been done from the ground up by the looks of things. The N64 version has smooth scrolling and is full screen and has smooth polygons. Even though they do look a bit blurry on close up at times, but that's common on the Nintendo 64 anyway. The game itself is really good. It's really hard. If you want a completely new Doom experience, then this is a game for you, because the level design, like I just said, was and is completely different to the PC version. So this is the one that stands out from the others. It's nothing like the Sony PlayStation or Sega Saturn or IBM PC version. It's a totally different Doom experience, and I highly recommend this one for your Nintendo 64. So the basic premise of the game is still the same. You have to find keys, like the blue key, the yellow key, to open certain doors, and this can be quite challenging at times because you can find yourselves endlessly walking around trying to find the keys. That could just be me though, because I'm hopeless at sort of puzzle solving things in games. But yeah, opening doors is the exit of level 1, and if you just press this button we come to the end of level 1. And at this point it would give us a summary of what we've killed and items we've collected and stuff, and it would tell you the password for level 2, and because it doesn't support a save feature, I don't believe, so you have to type in a password when you want to return to the game, back like old school games did. So I don't believe this Nintendo 64 cartridge would have had a battery save thingy bob inside, battery or whatever. So basically there's a lot of levels in this game. I think there's over 30, so it will keep you entertained for a long time. Graphics are very smooth, polished, a little bit blurry at times, but okay nevertheless. You might have to turn up the brightness on your television set to play the game, because even with the brightness slider at the very top on the game, it still looks very dark on certain televisions, especially modern televisions. So that's one thing to bear in mind when you play the game on a real N64. So yeah, so the map will open up as you explore new places, so the map doesn't show you all of it until you've opened up where you walk into. So you can get some armor here. There's plenty of weapons in Doom. There's like the minigun and there's the shotgun and the BFG I think is in it as well later on. So yeah, so it is basically based on Doom, but it's a completely different level design and structure, and it looks like the sprites are really big as well compared to the old one. It was pretty big on that as well, to be honest. But this is using a Nintendo 64 hardware this time, so it's a very capable machine, obviously, the Nintendo 64, so it does this game really well. There never seems to be any slow down or drop of frames or anything as far as I could see. And I'm running the PAL version here. The NTSC version might be faster. Now I'm running this on a real Nintendo 64 using an AV capture card, and it doesn't look quite as good on this video as it would on a CRT TV, because the video is being compressed to the format that I'm using it. So yep, so this video doesn't really do the game any justice at all, because it's not in HD or anything. Well, neither is the original game, but you know what I mean. It's just going from AV to through a capture card to 1080, and it doesn't look quite as good on here as it does on a real CRT TV. And if you can, the best experience to play these Nintendo 64 games, in my opinion, is a CRT television. So let's see if we can get this medic kit right here. No, you can't open that door. So yep, so I picked up a box of shells right here. So you can bring the map up at any time. You can have a 3D version or a wireframe version. Picked up a clip. Still need the blue key for that door. So if you take a look at some of the other levels, this is like one of the later levels in the game, and as you can see, the level design is pretty constant, but it does have some neat little quirks on different stages and stuff. Press this button right here and the doors will open up, and then these scary monsters will come. I've got the shotgun right here. It only seems to be a single barrel, unlike the double barrel on Doom on the PC. Have some of that. Have some of that. So it is wise to keep referring to your map as it's real time, and you can still move around even whilst you've got the map on, so it does help you find where you're going. Oh, this doorway's opened right here. There's a lot of that in this game, where doorways open and floors disappear and stuff. A lot of it. So expect that on the game. It's definitely a good FPS for the Nintendo 64. I mean, the Nintendo 64 did have quite its fair share of decent FPS games, and this is one of them. There's no multiplayer, but this is mainly for a single player campaign. I don't believe there's a multiplayer anyway. Didn't really look, but I don't think there is, to be honest. So another level now, and yeah, you can see like this purple vibe going on. We can go through all these archways. There's one behind that grill there. You have to pick up all these health back. Well, you don't have to, but these health bonuses are really useful to get your health above 100, which does help if it matters. And you are wise to get armor as well. So press this switch here. Oh, I don't think I did that right. I'll try again. Where is it? No, I don't think I'm going to try again. Oh, you can use your fists as well. I've only got this gun by the looks of things at the moment. So various level design and great gameplay mechanics, and will keep you hooked for a long time. I believe this is one of the better FPS games on any system, never mind the Nintendo 64, and it's a shame that it wasn't made in this style on different formats, Well, it probably is by now. It's probably been redone on the PC or something. But yeah, this is Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64. To summarise, great graphics, great atmospheric sounds, which are sometimes pretty goddamn scary actually, to be honest, especially if you're listening to it on a surround sound or if you're listening to it in headphones and you've got the volume up and the lights out at night. Very, very spooky, this Doom 64. Very on later in the game you'll encounter very hard levels, and I mean you have to be like a bloody amazing gamer to get through some of these levels. This is one of the very later levels and it's very tricky. I couldn't get very far, to be honest. So yeah, you can hear that the music and the sound of like the sound score is very scary. Have some of that. I got a yellow skull key and now I can open yellow door. Ah! Holy shit! He's one of the bigger baddies. He doesn't take just one shot, he takes a lot. So, Doom 64, 9 out of 10. Goodbye!